What is up, you guys? It's Roman May Talk coming to you with a whole new video. Now, I know, I'm a little late to the whole UFC 189 topic and whole situation. What happened was I did my video, I actually completed it. It was on the very same day the actual fight was, but I was a little late to my friend's house because we were going to watch the fight at his place. So I ended up doing it, and the whole video, ended up going over there, watch the fights. Was going to come back and upload it, but for some reason my PlayStation wouldn't upload to my YouTube or my Facebook, so I ended up trying to put it on my USB drive, wouldn't work there. Ended up taking my hard drive out of my PlayStation, put it into my laptop to try to put it onto USB drive. It wouldn't work. So I said, fuck it, I'll probably end up just recording it recording it from the camera from the screen. So I'm probably doing that and just uploading it, or if anything, I just said, you know what, let's just do a whole new video, let's just do it. So let's jump straight into this. UFC 189. I enjoyed the whole entire card. Even from the prelims to the actual main event. Great fights. There was never a dull moment. There's probably one boring fight, but there was never a dull moment in fights. So it was great. UFC 189. But before the actual card was made with Jose Aldo versus Conor McGregor, and then with Conor McGregor versus Chad Mendes, I thought the whole build-up before the actual card itself, before the Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo fight, I thought it was just a little weird. Now, when the UFC signed Conor McGregor, there was already talk about him fighting Jose Aldo. I was like, wow, there's so many fights that need to happen before that actual happens. Jose Aldo was talking about fighting Anthony Pettis moving down to 145, or Aldo moving up to 144. Pettis talking about moving down to 145, and then Aldo moving up to 155, and him vacating the belt and all this good stuff. Then, the whole fight, I thought there was rematches that needed to happen with Cub Swanson and Frankie Edgar. So I'm all thinking that. So Conor McGregor's first fight, I was like, wow, he did great. He looked good. I like Conor McGregor. He know what he was doing. He looked good when he was doing it. After that, I was thinking, man, I wonder who they're going to fight next, who he's going to fight next. So they end up tossing him in with a really good opponent, Max Holloway. And I thought, wow, this is going to be a great test for him. We're finally get to see him actually get tested in a good fight. Max Holloway is no joke. I tell everybody, never sleep on Max Holloway. In that fight, Max Holloway was, I think he was a little trigger shy. He didn't want to actually fight in that fight. And Conor McGregor, he said he tore his ACL. I believe him. He tore his ACL, and that's what led to a lot of wrestling in that fight. But then again, Max Holloway got comfortable in the later rounds in round 2, and then he started getting comfortable in the beginning of 3. But then again, Conor McGregor still out-wrestled him. So I'm thinking, okay, we finally get to see him fight, some good opponents. We finally get to see him fight some really top-tier dudes. And he ended up fighting, I think after the Max Holloway, I don't know who he fought, but then he ended up going to fight Dustin Poirier. I'm like, wow, really? Dustin Poirier? Alright, whatever. And a lot of people say, well, Dustin Poirier is ranked number 10. I'm like, what the fuck? How is he ranked this high? So I think, this is my personal opinion, I think the UFC was being a little generous to rank Dustin Poirier at such a high ranking, because I think they were trying to make Conor McGregor move up that ranking ladder as quick as possible so they could sell this fight. So I thought they were being generous. And then Dustin Poirier, he's also a big 145er, but Conor McGregor, he goes in there and he did what he said he was going to do. He was going to knock him out in the first round. He managed to do that, which was actually kind of surprising. Not a lot of people could do that, especially to Dustin Poirier. So I was like, okay, well, we finally get to see him fight somebody who's good, a great fighter. And I'm thinking they're probably going to even put him with the rematch with Max Holloway, because Max Holloway has been on a tear. Or Cole Miller, which he was supposed to originally fight before Max Holloway. He was supposed to originally fight Cole Miller. I'm thinking Cub Swanson or Frankie Edgar. Not Chad Mendes. Chad Mendes just came off the loss with Jose Aldo. So I'm thinking, who are we going to see? Out of all people they picked Dennis Siver. I'm like, wow, really? Really? Out of all people? And yet again, the UFC being generous. I don't know if he was 12 or 15, they said, or 10. But yet again, we're being generous with these rankings. So they're just trying to move Conor McGregor up there. So after Conor McGregor goes and walks through Dennis Siver, I'm thinking, okay, well, he has probably one more fight. And I hope they toss him somebody like Cub Swanson or Frankie Edgar or Max Holloway, somebody, And they automatically announce he will be fighting Jose Aldo. I'm like, really? Really, but there's fights that need to happen before this fight. The rematches between Cub Swanson and Frankie Edgar, those fights need to happen before any of those. So I'm thinking, all right, whatever. Well, we finally get to see Conor McGregor actually step in with somebody who was a legit striker. Somebody who's going to bang with him, somebody who's not going to run, who's actually going to go in there and fight back. So I'm thinking, all right, well, this is going to be good. In the World Tour, I love the World Tour. The whole press tour was just phenomenal. And when Jose Aldo goes off and says that Conor McGregor is not getting his head, he legitimately was. Everybody knew he was. All the interviews they did, I forgot what TV show they were on, but I think it was Fox Live, or I don't know which one. But Conor McGregor sat behind Jose Aldo, slapped him in the back of the head, or slapped him on the shoulder. Conor McGregor Jose Aldo got up, he looked like he wanted to kill him. I'm gonna buy. There was ever times when there were like the host was in the middle, then Jose Aldo was on one side and Conor McGregor was on the other side. Like Jose Aldo looked like he wanted to go there and kill him. When Jose Aldo did interviews in different rooms, Conor McGregor would go up to the window and with the belt and said, "This is my belt. You're holding it from me. Come out here, do something about it." But there was times where he did that. There was times where when he snatched the belt off the table at the conference, he legitimately got in Jose Aldo's head. Now, I thought, okay, this is going to be an interesting fight now that Jose Aldo is actually getting off on emotions. But because MMA is MMA and injuries do happen. You know, a lot of people say he has a track record with pulling out of fights. And me, I'm like, wow, you guys really do believe in that shit. Like, that's so stupid. I guess, like, the term ACL Daniel Cormier had when he fought, well, he was going to fight John Jones. I guess that was fake. I guess Dominic Cruz's injury was fake. I guess when John Jones broke his, or damn near tore his toe off when he fought Chael Sonnen, I guess that was a fake too. But hey, it's whatever. You guys think what you guys want to think. MMA injuries do really happen. So everybody says he has a track record with pulling out of these fights. But yet again, here's my answer. Isn't it true he still manages to come out of those injuries and fight those same people and beat them, retain his belt? You know, even on the pound for pound list, I think before John Jones was pound for pound king, Jose Aldo was up there before John Jones. So I literally look at it like that. And then Dana White goes off and tries to put him on blast about, oh, it's a fake injury. It was an injury from 2 years ago. You know, why would you put your only pound for pound king up there on blast? But, you know, it's, hey, it's whatever. So when Jose Aldo pulled out, I was bummed. I'm thinking, you know, wow, okay, we finally get to see him actually fight somebody now. You know, I'm thinking, well, it wasn't going to be Cub Swanson because Frankie Edgar literally just murdered Cub Swanson. I'm like, he literally went in there, murdered him. He whooped his ass. He didn't go in there and knock him out or TKO him. He went in there and knocked him, not knock him, but beat his ass legitimately. Now I'm thinking, okay, Frankie Edgar's got this one. I'm thinking, not Chad Mendes, because Chad Mendes just came off a loss. And on the paper, it does a lot better. I think it sold more than the Chad Mendes fight. You guys look at it on paper. Frankie Edgar versus Conor McGregor, it sells better, and it's on paper it's a lot better. It just sells. Because these guys are both legit boxers, great boxers. Conor McGregor has legit grappling. If you guys haven't seen him grapple, look it up. He's a legit grappler. And Frankie Edgar has great MMA wrestling. Now, a lot of people can sit there and argue with me who has the best wrestling out of Chad Mendes and him, and before Faber and Dominic Cruz left the 145 division, before they left that division. If they're all in there, who has the best wrestling on paper is going to be Chad Mendes. But when you compare him to Frankie Edgar and Chad Mendes, there's MMA wrestling and there's wrestling. And who has it better? MMA wrestling. Because, you know, it takes a really great MMA fighter and someone who's a great MMA fighter, sorry, I keep saying that twice, to flow in and out of those. To flow legitimately out of that. But you got to flow from your wrestling to your taekwondo, your judo, your kempo, your jiu-jitsu, all that. You got to be fluent with your movements. You just can't be telegraphed all your moves and shit like that. You can see a shot coming a mile away, you know. So I thought this fight was going to be great. I really thought it was going to be under. So they ended up picking Chad Mendes. I'm like, wow, really? Chad Mendes? You just got through losing to Jose Aldo. So I'm like, whatever. All right, well, we finally get to see that question get answered. A lot of people thought we finally get to see. Well, let me go back to the Frankie Edgar and Jose Aldo thing because I have a little time. And when the boxing, these two have great boxing. Conor McGregor, I think he is a Golden Gloves boxer. He's legitimately a Golden Gloves boxer. He has a nice reach advantage, and he utilizes his 1-2 so great. Same thing with Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar has great lateral movement. His ins and outs, his feints, his stutter steps, his jabs and stuff like that. He's great. Even his wrestling, you know, if you guys notice that, if he goes for the knee tap, where he grabs the back of the knee and he pushes on the shoulder, the back of the shoulder, the head area, he pushes at the same time as pulls. If you end up managing to defend that takedown, he spins out of it and he catches with the right hand. He's great at that. So I thought that was gonna sell. But back to the Chad Mendes thing. Now, a lot of people are saying, wow. I even said wow. But who cares? We finally get to see that answer. That question get answered. Can Chad Mendes take Conor McGregor down? What can he do when he gets in there? And the way I looked at this fight before they even put it in there, I said, man, this is gonna be the same thing like the Dennis Seaver fight. Dennis Seaver was a small fighter, and Chad Mendes is a small fighter. Conor McGregor is going to go in there, utilize his reach, uses 1-2, use the T-kick to the body, to his abdomen, and the spinning back kick to his body, and possibly some spinning wheel kicks to his head. That's what I thought he was going to do. And he utilized all of that, except the wheel kick to the head thing. But he utilized all of that. And when he opened Chad Mendes up to where those T-kicks that got him, he started using his hands. He started using it, so he didn't want to get taken down. But in that fight, there was 2 letdowns to Chad Mendes, and there was also 2 eye openers for Conor McGregor. Now, we'll talk about the Chad Mendes thing first. Chad Mendes, the first one, he stayed in the pocket with Conor McGregor. He stayed there and traded. He didn't move. He didn't move side to side. He didn't shoot as much. He stayed there and stayed in front of Conor McGregor. That's what led to a lot of the T-kicks, a lot of the 1-2s. That's what kept catching Chad Mendes. Don't get me wrong, Chad Mendes caught him with a lot of overhand rights and a lot of hooks. But yet again, it just wasn't effective. But what the eye-openers was for Conor McGregor was the takedowns. There was no takedown defense. And when Chad Mendes put him on his back, Conor McGregor was comfortable. Not like a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner would be, like a black belt, like where they're comfortable. He got comfortable. Like he didn't want to do anything. He waited for the ref to stand him back up. But there was times where he had his head on the mat. He got comfortable. He was like he's not a black belt. He's a brown belt in Jiu-Jitsu. So he wasn't looking to submit him. There was no shrimping. There was no swimming. There was no arm fighting. There was no nothing. I was like, try to throw submissions, do something. And then Chad Mendes managed to beat him up from the full guard, from the full guard position. It was just crazy. So when Chad Mendes managed to transition and he kept going for the guillotine, that's what led to his one of his other downfalls. He kept going for the same submission, the guillotine. But yet again, Conor McGregor is a great grappler. He is a great grappler. He does a lot of grappling competitions and stuff like that. I don't think so anymore, but he does grappling competition. He's great at that. So when he noticed that Chad Mendes was going for the guillotine, he knew how to spit out of it. And of course, Chad Mendes being a great wrestler knew how to take his back. But that's what led to Chad Mendes' downfall. He kept going for that stupid signature guillotine that the alpha male has. And don't get me wrong, they're effective, but when you go against somebody who's obviously knows what they're doing and how to defend it, it's not gonna work. So when that happened, they got back to their feet, and yet again, that 1-2 was there, and it caught Chad Mendes right on the button, and that was what led to the downfall. That's what led to Chad Mendes' downfall, was the guillotine. It wasn't the cardio, really. Well, it was somewhat the cardio, the takedowns or anything like that. It was just literally that guillotine. You guys can go back, watch it, tell me what you guys think about that whole entire thing. Let me know if you thought it was or not. Me, personally, it was. It was the guillotines that got him. Every time he went for it, Conor McGregor managed to spin out of it, get back to his feet, and beat up Chad Mendes from that position. Now, how do you guys feel about the future fights? Do you think that the interim belt now that Conor McGregor has, do you think he's going to defend it going against Frankie Edgar? Do you think he'll wait, fight Jose Aldo? What do you guys think? Me, personally, I hope the Frankie Edgar fights happens. It sells. It's perfect. I want to see it happen. And if it does end up going to Jose Aldo, I have Jose Aldo winning just because he's a better striker. Like I said, thank you guys for watching. This is Real MMA Talk, you guys. I'm out of here. I was running around this fight. Toughest fucking fight I've ever had in the UFC game. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here.